Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the extraordinary and often untold stories of history's most remarkable individuals. Today, we dive deep into the breathtaking lives of Millie and Christine McKoy, conjoined twins whose journey through hardship, exploitation, and triumph continues to captivate our imagination. Imagine being born into a world that sees you as a spectacle, a curiosity to be bought and sold. Now imagine not just enduring this fate, but rising above it, becoming educated, talented, and famous worldwide. This is the extraordinary story of Millie and Christine McKoy, conjoined twins born into slavery who transformed their lives from mere sideshow attractions to respected performers, authors, and symbols of resilience. This is a tale of survival, talent, and the fight for freedom. A story you won't believe, so stay tuned. The year was 1851. In the rural town of Whiteville, North Carolina, a pair of conjoined twins, Millie and Christine McKoy, were born into slavery. Their parents, Jacob and Manimia McKoy, were enslaved laborers who had no rights, not even over their own children. But Millie and Christine were no ordinary infants. They were what doctors called pygopagous twins, meaning they were joined at the lower spine and shared one set of legs. At a time when people with physical differences were often treated as mere curiosities, their fate was decided before they even understood the world. The twins were sold to a man named J.P. Smith for a mere $1,000, a cruel transaction that turned them into property. But Smith saw them as an opportunity to make money. He began renting them out to showmen who paraded them in circus-like exhibitions, marketing them as the Two-Headed Girl. Before long, they were kidnapped and taken to England, far from their home and family. But fate had a twist in store. In England, a court ruling determined that since slavery was illegal there, Millie and Christine could not be owned. For the first time, they were free, at least on paper. But their captors knew they were too valuable to let go, so instead of returning them home, they were trained to become entertainers. Under the guidance of a showman named Joseph Payson Smith and his wife, Millie and Christine learned how to read, write, speak multiple languages, and play the piano. They developed beautiful singing voices, earning the nickname the Two-Headed Nightingale. At a time when most enslaved people were denied education, Millie and Christine were mastering skills that would set them apart. By the time they returned to America, Millie and Christine were not just curiosities anymore, they were performers, artists, and thinkers. They traveled across the country and even performed for Queen Victoria. Now earning their own money, they did something unheard of: they bought their freedom. Yes, Millie and Christine purchased themselves out of slavery and even bought land for their family. They weren't just surviving, they were thriving. Despite their physical connection, Millie and Christine were two distinct individuals. They had different personalities, thoughts, and emotions. But they shared an unbreakable bond that made them stronger together. They often said, "As God decreed, we had to be one, and we have no cause to complain." Unlike many other conjoined twins of the era who were exploited without control, Millie and Christine managed their own careers. They shaped their own destinies. Millie and Christine performed until their later years, before retiring to their home in North Carolina. Tragically, in 1912, after over 60 years together, Millie fell ill. Christine, unable to live without her sister, passed away just hours later. They were buried together, just as they had lived their entire lives, side by side. The story of Millie and Christine McKoy is not just about being born different, it's about defying expectations, seizing opportunities, and proving that even in the darkest circumstances, resilience can shine through. They were born into bondage but became free. They were sold as property but became wealthy. They were seen as curiosities but became respected performers. Millie and Christine McKoy left behind a legacy of courage, talent, and independence, one that still inspires people today. Thank you for joining us on this compelling journey through time. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most remarkable lives. And in the comments, let us know what lessons you draw from the incredible journey of Millie and Christine McKoy. What do you think about their story? Were you surprised by their journey? Let us know in the comments. Until next time.